Hey friends, welcome back to today's bonus episode. Today we're talking about how audacity equals freedom. I know there are lots of questions about what is audacity, and hopefully if you've been listening to this podcast for any amount of time, you know that it's being truly authentically you and showing up as the person that you are meant to be. And we're going to dive into more of that and how being that person sets you free and creates this peace in your heart and joy in your mind, so that you can be everything that you were created to be. But first, I want to remind you that I have a special rate on my 6-week coaching package through the end of the year. Right now, it's a super low $497, and it's so amazing because 6 weeks is a good amount of time to dissect where you're struggling, whether it's clarity, confidence, audacity, alignment with your business, boundaries, whatever it may be, and then developing a plan and implementing it. This 6 weeks will be the foundation you need to really start tapping into who you really are and changing your life to fit who that is in every single way, rather than fitting into the world in the way you think they want you to show up. So jump on board with me. This deal is only good through the end of the year. Rates go up on January 1st, and I really want to see you make the progress you're desiring and feel confident and in charge of your life for the start of 2021. This year has been so draining and so confusing and so stressful, and I know you need someone to just come alongside you and nudge you in the direction of your dreams. You can find the answers anywhere to any life or business question, but what you need is someone who will listen to your specific struggles and sort them out with you and help you prioritize them. So if you're ready to live with audacity and be who you are truly called to be, then get in on this right now by going to livewithaudacity.com and click coaching. Okay, are you ready to dive into today's episode all about how audacity equals freedom? You're listening to the Live with Audacity podcast. Hey girl, hey! I'm Melissa Stewart, mama to 4 kiddos ranging the age from college student to first grader, wife to a high school football and track coach, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. Audacity is defined as intrepid boldness or disregard for normal constraints, and that's exactly what we have here. As a super busy mom who is easily distracted, I struggled to get focused on my goals and see results in my life and business. But I realized to make any progress, I needed to implement simple, efficient systems that worked for us without adding to the overwhelm and making me feel boxed in by rigid schedules. And I want to help you do that too. This podcast is aimed at giving you tangible tips and tools to get your life together, finally focus on the calling on your heart, and do it all in the way that works for you. So come on, boo-boo, it is time to get focused, get intentional, and live with audacity. Okay, so audacity equals freedom. How in the world is that possible, Melissa? Okay, so first things first is that when you have audacity, you are super authentic. You have the courage and the confidence to be the real you and choose what you want. You choose how you want to live your life, and you don't make excuses, and you don't always feel the need to explain yourself away about everything, right? When you feel trapped to have to be someone you're not free. You're binding yourself to other people's expectations of you, and you are the only one with the key to the lock. Break out of the dang cage, girl. You gotta be you. You gotta be yourself. Again, when you feel like you have to show up and be someone that everyone else expects you to be, you are locking yourself in the cage, and you don't deserve that. You were made with every piece inside of you that is unique to you, every characteristic, every dream, every skill, everything, every idea, everything to be yourself. And that is what God has called you to do. So please break out of the cage, be free, and be yourself. The next thing is that how Audacity creates freedom is that petty people will always talk about you regardless of what you're doing. So give them something to talk about. Give them something to envy. Most petty people talk about people with Audacity because they don't feel like they have the courage or the option to be their true selves. So break out of that, be yourself, give them something to talk about. And I want to make a note right here that living with Audacity is a constant mindset that you always have to be willing to work toward and work on, and try to remain in, right? It's a mindset, and society has conditioned us so well, men and women alike, that we are supposed to do this or supposed to do that. And even when we're living with Audacity, we still get bamboozled sometimes about how things are supposed to be, or the way that we're supposed to show up for others, or what being a good mom looks like, or what success looks like, or what being a good wife looks like. But the right way is the way that works for you and for the people that you're in relationship with. So maybe you need to have a conversation with the people that you are in relationship with and really discuss what your expectations are from each other and of each other. I think a lot of times we just assume what the other person wants or what they expect, and we don't ever really have those conversations about what the other person expects and then what we expect, right? Even sometimes we can have those conversations and say, ooh, you expect this of me. Okay, cool. I'm going to try to do that. But we leave out the part of saying, I hear you and I'm going to try to do that, but here's an expectation I have always had that I am supposed to do this or I'm supposed to do that. And so where do you sit with that? And ask those questions and really have that deep conversation about what each other's expectations are. Okay, so wow, okay, that just moves us right into boundaries, girl. Okay, so boundaries. I love boundaries so much. So boundaries are what help us in the way of freedom, because when we set boundaries in our relationships and with people, with our business, with our children, with our spouse, with our family, with our habits, sometimes we kind of let our habits run away with us, or lack of habits run away with us. And when we set boundaries, what we're doing is saying, this is what I am not going to tolerate. This is what I'm not going to put up with. And that's not to be negative. That's not to be mean. It's to say, this is all I can this is all I can give, and this is all I can expect. And so, for instance, if you are a business owner and you have a client, I love to use this example because it's like one of the easiest things that a lot of people can relate to. If you have a client that's late to every single meeting that you guys have, and you continue to say, oh, it's okay, oh, it's okay, oh, it's okay, then that is a boundary that you haven't set or you're not sticking to. And that starts to become a problem when it starts to leak over into your next call or your next appointment, or it starts to make you late for other things, or it starts to cut into your lunch, whatever it is, that it's a ripple effect when you don't stick to that. And that's what I want you to understand. And so what sticking to our boundaries can do for us is say, hey, love you, want to be here for you, want to accept you, want to, help you in every way that I possibly can. But I have to have this boundary because we need to have mutual respect for each other. If if you have a boundary that someone keeps crossing, that is a very good sign that they do not respect you and they don't care about what your needs are, and they're only in the relationship to take from you, right? And so relationships, no matter what, should be give and take, even if it's coach to client or, business owner to business client. Maybe you're not a coach, but you have a business and you have clients. There still has to be that mutual respect. Even in marriage or with your children, there still has to be that mutual respect, that mutual give and take. We can't always be the one giving. And so when someone comes to our relationship and is continually taking from us, that starts to damage our energy and makes us feel unseen and unappreciated. So setting boundaries and sticking to them leads you to protecting your energy, protecting your sanity, and protecting your heart and your emotions and your self-worth. So I would highly encourage you, if you have any problems with boundaries, let's jump on a call, let's talk about it. I can help you figure out, are the boundaries you're trying to set, are they reasonable? And what are the reasons that the people you're in relationship with not respecting those boundaries? Also, a thing on boundaries that I want to point out is that we have to set our boundaries too with other things, right? Like I already mentioned this, with our habits and health, or with TV, or with social media, things like that. We have to set up those boundaries. There's no one's jumping out of the closet to be like, you've been on Facebook too long. You have to be an adult. You have to be a grown up and set those boundaries for yourself. It is hard. I'm not saying that it's not hard, and I'm not here to guilt you into not respecting the boundaries that you set for yourself. What I'm here to do is to try to get you to remember, like, oh yeah, I am the adult. It is me. I'm the person that has to set the boundaries and stick to them to continually show myself respect and protect my energy and protect my sanity and protect my emotions, right? So the next thing that is going to, the audacious way that you are going to experience freedom is saying no to things you don't want to do or feel aligned with. So you can say yes to the things that make you go, oh my gosh, hell yes, I want to do that. Okay. Sorry, I used the H word, but I really need to get this point across that when you say yes to all the things, like, for instance, what if you got invited to a party making earrings and crafting's not really your thing, and you actually ended up saying yes to it, just feeling like obligated that you needed to show up for your friend, which instead of saying yes because it's something that you're really passionate about, and you love crafting and you love fun earrings, which by the way I do. So if you plan on having an earring crafting night, then please holler at me. But what if you said yes to that and then later you got invited to go to New Orleans for the weekend, for a girls' weekend, which by the way I also want to do. Thinking about that for my 40th birthday. And you love to travel and you've been to New Orleans 5 times and you just love it and it's your favorite place ever. And now you're like, shoot, I committed to this earring party that I don't even really want to go to. But you committed, you said yes. And so now you have to say no to the thing that you really want to do the thing that you don't really want to do. So that is a minor example. Obviously, you could say something came up, but that's not really being in integrity. That's lying, and it's choosing something better over your friend, and that's not really cool either, right? Like that's not good friend material. So I would highly discourage you from doing that, and stay committed to the commitment that you made. So what I'm saying is say no to the things that you're not super crazy about so that you have the space to say heck yes to the things that you are so excited about. Okay. That's in business. That's in life. That's in literally anything. Reserve your yeses for the things that really just make you go, oh my gosh, I can't wait to do that. And that's going to free you. That's going to feel like freedom already. And again, you don't have to be ugly. You don't have to be rude. Most people are really respectful when you say, I'm just not really into that. Be honest, be direct, be loving and direct. Honesty gets a bad rap a lot of times because people think, oh, to be honest, I have to be rude. But that's not true at all. You can be loving and be honest. You can be gentle and be honest. But always be honest and always be direct. And that will bring you freedom, I promise. And number 5 is go for your dreams. Live a life you actually love and enjoy. This is true freedom. When you build a life intentionally and consciously, build a life that you really enjoy and really love and look forward to every single day that you wake up, you're going to be a whole different person. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if everyone in the world was doing something and serving others in a way that made them so incredibly happy and so on fire and so joyful every single day, do you think that would reduce the rate of suicide, the rate of crimes against others? I'm thinking yes. You know what I mean? Like, happy people don't kill their husbands. Who knows what movie that is from, okay? Happy people don't kill their husbands. Be happy. Find joy. Do the things that bring you joy because that's going to make you happy. And it's going to make you a better person overall. And it's going to make you inspire other people to be happy and joyful. Like, that is literally the point of the world. Like, that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be fighting about stuff that's freaking doesn't matter at all. And I know people are going to come at me and say, well, it matters to me or whatever. But at the end of the day, does it really? Does it affect you and the way that you are happy and joyful? Sometimes, yeah, and that is something that you should fight for. But most of the time, it's not. It's not. So I hope this isn't falling on deaf ears. I hope that you're understanding where my heart is and where I'm coming from, that when you live with audacity and have the audacity to be yourself and do the things that bring you joy and set boundaries and just be yourself, you will live a life of freedom so much faster. So many times we are so bound and tied down to these ideas of the way life is supposed to look that we can't see on the other side that if we would just embrace who we are and show up in the world honest about who we are and the things that we love and the people we want to be around and just the things that bring us happiness, that we would all be more free. Because if I'm over here being joyful and happy and myself and I'm finding my tribe and I'm surrounded by people that I love being around and they love being around me, I'm not worried about what Sally down the freaking street is doing. I'm not worried about her because I'm busy living my best life. Okay? So again, I hope this isn't falling on deaf ears. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I'm stringing together some coherent sentences right now. It's been a wild couple of days. So, the energy in the world feels really low right now. The weather is changing. My sinuses are being crazy. And so, I hope that this podcast is coming to you and you can hear the love and joy in my heart, and that I really, truly just want what's best for you and for you to enjoy the short time that you have on this planet. So I hope you guys all have a super awesome rest of the week. I love y'all. Hey, boo-boo. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you found value in this episode, do me a solid favor and take a screenshot, post it in your stories, and tag me. I love watching you grow and live up to your greatest potential. Let me cheer you on.